Big fan.
Barrel.
Buddies.
See, without Zach, I don't know that I can
You're right.
do the song well enough. There's another great Cinco de Mayo tunes. Cinco de Mayo ditty. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm James.
And I'm BJ. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. As you can tell, we are missing our third. We are missing...
and I'd like to just give him...
Mr. Zach.
The happiest of shout-outs here.
Okay.
Because we're missing him for the best reason possible.
And what is that reason?
Here's to Zach and his lovely wife. Today they celebrate 3 glorious years of marriage.
Cheers to 3 years and 30 more.
Happy anniversary to Zach. What are we drinking beer-wise tonight? What'd you pick?
Well, I'm going to ask you that. Have you go through it, because I'm going to get us posted on some socials still.
I'd be delighted.
If you don't mind.
I'd be delighted. Hello, Shelly. Tonight, for our beer selection, we chose to do something that we thought was a little Latin America, a little Mexican, even though it has nothing to do with Mexico. It's called For a Spell by our friends over at The Brewery in beautiful Placentia, California. This is a bourbon barrel-aged Imperial stout in collaboration with Voodoo Brewing. And this particular beer is bourbon barrel-aged Imperial stout. It's all wood and wort, a true representation of the character of bourbon barrels and the art of beer blending. Notes of oak, vanilla, molasses, burnt brown sugar, milk chocolate, dark fruit, and freshly brewed espresso. Ringing in at 14%. So this is not messing around, and this was a 2020 edition.
Whoa. I want to get it down a little bit more to the table so we can see our goods.
So this is a pretty good one. And then, I'm digging this very barrely.
It's good.
It's you said it was oaky in all the right ways.
Yeah, so... Again, as you all know, the whopping 2 that are here with us right now, I'm not a big oak fan, just that bitterness, right? And the biff tannins, I'm not a big fan, but I tolerate it. This is why I love Smoke Wagon. FYI out there, shout out to Smoke Wagon Whiskey, is that he goes out of his way, the distiller, to pull out a lot of that oak to the best of his ability by usually masking it with like different blends, at least my interpretation of it, and it's incredible. So we have a little Cinco de Mayo show for you tonight for Wednesday, so we decided to break out. Dun dun dun!
The one, the T1. It's tequila.
A little tequila. But it's not just your average tequila.
No, this is tequila añejo
Aged.
estelar. Agave azul, which means blue agave. Producto de Mexico, which means product of Mexico. But most importantly, this was aged in what?
Whiskey barrels.
Dun, dun, dun!
And unknown. I don't know of what quality. I just found this on the shelf one day. It was recommended by a friend of mine. Shout out to Brandon if he watches the show. He said, get your hands on some T1. So we got it. It's here on the show. We figured it's quite appropriate for Cinco de Mayo celebrations.
Absolutely.
A little tequila.
Here's what's scary to me.
What's that?
There's a place for them to write in bottle number and lot number on this particular bottle, and they left it blank.
Oh, so I could put bottle 1, lot 1?
You totally should.
Yeah.
So a little tequila. What's the story with T1? What do we know about them?
Honestly, we didn't do any pre-show...
no production. Shame on us.
Yeah, we didn't really do any production, so we're going to use our best friend Tequila.
Whoa.
Our best friend Tequila. Our best friend Google.
You weren't wrong about our best friend being tequila.
And, without going, too far into it. So it's made... So for those... And again, I'm going to crawl through my tequila knowledge. I know for it to be tequila, traditionally in Jalisco, right? Jalisco.
You said it correctly. Jalisco.
Where the agave is grown in the highlands. and then then the agave is usually chopped up, and then is basically ends up being your wort. So they end up boiling down and distilling the blue agave.
Correct.
And prior to that, it's usually, don't they usually like toast the leaves, or not the leaves, but yeah, the plant.
They char the plant.
They char it.
Yep,
And
they
then
burn it.
Yeah. So, let's see here. It says they use a tequila using traditional methods, mature agave, no additives.
Are we sharing this right now? Are we sharing the screen?
No, we're not. I can't do that right now, unfortunately.
We're real high tech. We've really.
A shout out to the master distiller, Germán Gonzalez.
Oh.
So, if you're watching, bud.
Señor Gonzalez, muchas gracias.
Yeah, we're giving a shot.
Y feliz Cinco de Mayo.
We're going to give a shot of your tequila. So, going through his list here. Their website's a little hokey. I don't know. Anyway.
So, T1 coming out of Mexico. It's imported out of San Antonio, Texas. I always know T1 as being, I think, one of the most interestingly shaped bottles. As I'm sure you've already noticed, it bears resemblance to something a little more rated R. Which is not our show tonight. Although, depending on what we're doing with tequila, could become our show. Not gonna happen tonight, but maybe out in the world. So
yeah, shout out to Uncle Punky joining us tonight. How's it going?
I wore this shirt just for Uncle Punky tonight.
Why don't you explain what it is?
If you know, you know. Okay,
that's a good answer. So I have a little bit of a little añejo. So you're gonna get.
Tell us about
it. So here's a quick little recap. Intense coffee and burnt sugar dominates this añejo, which spends up to 24 months in. This says Scotch barrels. I was told whiskey barrels.
I like Scotch barrels.
Lively bronze in color.
Absolutely.
The body recalls the sweetness of the Excepcional, but is tempered with more candy bar notes, dark chocolate, coconut, almonds, and a cappuccino finish. Intensely drinkable, but not entirely challenging. And this particular Drink Hacker review from 2012, wow. He gave it an A-, a 9.5 out of 10. Christopher Null here. So.
All right, Mr. Null. Well, let's get into the nose a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I've been to a few tequila tastings, and no, not just the ones that you pay for when you go to Mexico. But yes, they were in Mexico that I did these.
Wow.
Different. Tequila is the redheaded stepchild of liquor. It's the drink that we all drank in college to get super smashed, that when we smell, think of, talk about, typically we shudder and we have a crazy memory that we're not willing to talk about.
Well, then I think of like Cuervo, right?
We all think of Cuervo.
Not taking a dump on Cuervo.
But we are taking a dump on Cuervo because Cuervo is usually who we go, bad memories.
They probably have like PR people that at any mention of the word Cuervo, they probably send the hounds, and we'll probably get some cease and desist letter from
when
them.
Coronavirus came out, Jose Cuervo went, finally, we caught a break.
Because they used it as...
Because Corona took the hit.
Oh, Corona took the hit. I got it.
And they went, we finally took a break. All right, so a little nose action.
Yeah.
You should treat... So the point of that is that you should just treat tequila with the same respect that you treat whiskey, bourbon, any of your fine and loved liquors. Don't disrespect it. And it's also not something that should just be a shot. You shouldn't shoot this. Good tequila should be enjoyed. It should be sipped. So
yeah, and I'm getting like butter. I know this is so weird.
No, I appreciate that.
Buttery. It's like a buttery smell.
So I think it's more of that burnt sugar candy, like when you're candying something.
And I'm going into this as an extreme amateur of tequila tasting. So my flavor profiles are all going to originate from Scotch, whiskey, bourbon tastings, beer tastings. So
those are...
I'll do my best.
Of your olfactory senses. You're going to have to recall to the things that you know. So I think that's great. I'm really excited because while it's sat, when I first pulled the topper off this, all I got was sweaty feet.
I think attentive nose goes right there with instructive ear.
Maybe.
attentive nose, maybe they should add, you know.
You might want some more tequila.
Okay, should we taste?
No, I'm still
wow,
deciphering.
okay.
This
Well,
is
why don't you-
this is some complexity.
It
So
is. Go through a little bit of your flavor profile with the crew.
So here's what I'm getting on the nose. When I first popped the top on this, I thought it was kind of sweaty feet. But now that it's had a moment to open up,
It might be this faux cork.
it's got like smell that faux cork, that like rubber cork.
Ooh,
it
yeah,
smells like
it's
sweaty
kinda
feet.
Stinky.
So I don't love that.
Yeah, okay, so...
But in the
some
glass-
poor quality on your cork T1, get rid of that.
In your glass, I do get some nice caramelized sugar. I think they said coffee
Yeah.
is should be one of
Cappuccino?
the profiles. And so I think that Saturday morning smell of like burnished coffee, or like, I don't know if burnished coffee is even the right descriptor, but like a warm, happy coffee smell. Maybe a little molasses, maple, sweet.
Yeah.
So I dig that. Yeah, I'd get into some flavors here. So knowing that, I'd want to jump into some flavor profile here. Happy Cinco de Mayo,
Happy
mi
Cinco de
amigo.
Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone.
Barrel amigos.
Barrel buddies.
Wow. That's really pleasant. That's super pleasant.
I was expecting to almost want to spit this out before I had it.
Because that's tequila, right? That's because
Yeah.
you're thinking of Cuervo. You're thinking of Cuervo and all other plastic bottled tequilas that people try to bring you at a college party. This drinks like it's supposed to, a high quality liquor. That first taste, that first flavor, flan, like caramel flan. It's sweet, and it gives way to a nice caramelized sugar, burnt sugar flavor. What do you get on the second there?
So I get, and this is, again, coming back to my bourbon flavor profiles, grassy funk, a little bit initial taste. I get like a...
I think that's the tequila. Like, I got the tequila, the
Yeah.
normal tequila, the agave flavor.
I
In that
consider
second
that
sip.
a little funky, but not in a bad way, right? It's not like a foul funk. This
Yeah,
is
it's
like,
that grassy. It's that grassy veggie.
like fresh mowed lawn.
Sure.
Uh,
Yeah.
put that into a taste and put a little bit of like funk to it, you know, like a little bit of...
Like blue cheese funk,
I was
right?
gonna say, I was gonna say gorgonzola funk.
Yeah, like a cheesy funk.
Like a cheesy funk. And it's not a negative in any way.
No, kind of acidic, but like in a smooth and creamy way.
Yeah, and then it gets creamy, and I think that flavor just kind of lingers, and it's very mellow, very, very mellow. If I had a big tall glass of this, and this is, you know,
This is
little
fantastic.
snacks, I could just sit by the pool and drink this. Like,
So in that third sip, that final sip,
yeah,
remember 3 sips, right? The shock, the bloom, and the real taste here. In that third sip, I actually start to get some of the barrel and whiskey notes or Scotch notes. I get a little peaty, smoky, tanniny, oaky flavor, which is nice. I think that's really nice. I think the tequila flavor becomes a lot more prevalent in that third sip as well, where it's like, oh, that's tequila, but not in a way that makes my stomach go, ooh, that's tequila. No, it's pleasant, and
burnt
it
brown
is.
sugar.
It's really soothing. It's super smooth.
And it's a little, when you say soothing, I get very like cough drop, like that menthol,
Yeah.
tiny bit of that.
Yeah, and it's very pleasant. I use the word pleasant to start, and I'm going to stick with that. I think pleasant is a good place to be.
I like pleasant.
It's pleasant. Like, I'm happy to be drinking this.
I am too.
Soy alegre.
Yeah. So,
Me gusta mucho.
the
La tequila.
availability is what I want to talk about. So this is a
it's not
strange one. This is a strange one, okay? So as far as I know, I have not seen this anywhere in town. I luckily picked this up. It's been a while. we dug this out of the archives. So
Well, and that's why I'm sad we don't have like a number, a lot number, a bottle number.
we have a QR code, which is pretty wild to see on a bottle.
Let's see where that takes us.
I'm guessing T1Tequila.com. But anyway, so I picked this up, I would say 4 or 5 years ago at Total Wine, and it was on clearance. They were blowing it out. They were getting rid of it. I think at the time the clearance price was like $25 or $30, so very reasonably priced.
It takes me to a video.
Oh, why don't? Oh, can you send me the link
Sure. Well, how do you want me to send it?
to my email? And I think I've emailed you before. If not,
Nope. Oh, wait. Wrong email. I'm sorry. Technical
we're
moment.
sorry. We're sorry.
We'll edit
We're
this
all
in
having-
post.
Yeah, we will. We'll edit it in post. Something we never do. So anyway, yeah, I'd like to get the video. If we could put the video, then I'll get it up on the second screen and we'll watch it. But I don't know that we can have sound with it, so that's probably not going to help. Anyway, let's move on. We're not going to get the video set up. That's it's gonna be
Well, it takes you to a video.
All right. And here's what I'll do.
It looks like the master distiller, Herman, is talking about the bottle.
I'm going to give you guys the QR code.
Scan that up.
Scan it up if you can. And
Watch
if you,
the video.
If you want to watch the video. And then I'll give you the bottle. So T1 Tequila, Anejo. And look at that color. It's a beautiful like brass copper color. You guys can really get in there on that.
It's beautiful.
Tequila Anejo. Beautiful bottle. And one last QR code if you need it.
Yeah, give it that.
There you go. So
My Vanna hands.
I don't know how to get a hold of it. I hate to tell you guys.
Secondary. Here's the thing. I looked at value on this today. Several of the Total Wines were advertising this at a $39 price point, and every single one of them then showed up as out of stock.
So I bet that's what it was sold for when they sold it.
Right, and I think that $40 for a really nice bottle of tequila, drinkable tequila.
Well, why don't we talk?
That's cool.
Again, I don't have a lot of tequila knowledge. We're just breaking it out for the show. So there's different kinds of tequila, right? Based on how long they're aged.
Dude, there's a Costco tequila right now that comes in a beautiful bottle, but they're selling it for like $400.
Oh wow!
So
a few new people joined us. Lemmy, how you doing, bud?
What's up, Lemmy?
Redbeard, how's it going?
Oh, Redbeard Racing.
Welcome. Uncle Punky also agrees that it's a beautiful color. It really is.
It's nice, and
Yeah.
the color goes with what you'd expect from the nose, and I think from what you'd expect from the flavor. They're really, really related, which is not always the case in some of the whiskeys we've been drinking lately.
Right.
Some of the bourbons, it's like, oh, that's really light in color, and then bam, it's like huge in flavor. Sometimes we're getting stuff that's really dark that we're like, oh man, this is going to be a big hitter. Nope, it's got nothing going for it. So, this tequila, I think it's fallen right down the middle of things that you would expect, but then with the unexpected, we like it, and it's tequila. So
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo,
Cheers again.
the miracle and magica de Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, and to be honest, I can really just keep my nose in that glass, right? Like it's not off-putting whatsoever.
No.
So just to go over a little bit of the facts,
Nice.
we're coming in at 40% alcohol or 80 proof. So it's probably
Well, that's
proof
down.
It's probably
Gotta be proof
So
down.
we probably add a little water to it, which isn't bad. And then in Anejo, this style of tequila means that it's aged for a particular amount of time.
No age statement
after
on the
it's
bottle, though,
distilled.
right?
But yeah, no age statement on the bottle. But if they're using Scotch barrels,
6 months at least.
at least.
But to get this kind of color, I'm going to tell you, especially based on Anejo, which Año means year, I'm going to guess 18 months.
So didn't it say here? It spends
24 months.
up to 24 months, which means so it has probably blends of different
Blends. I bet you it's
batches.
18s, 24s, 12s.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, the color definitely says
That's
age.
the longest aged one. And then before that, they have the Reposado Excepcional, which spends 6 to 9 months in Scotch casks.
I bet you a lot of this is 18 to 24. Again, just going off the color, this dark color.
So then their baseline, they do Ultra Fino Blanco tequila, which is unaged. That's white tequila that they just distill it and bottle it. What was that?
I think it was your cat.
Yeah, the cat.
All right, real quick.
Yeah.
So
Cheers out there.
now you have a little info about T1.
Yeah.
I would tell you that knowing this and experiencing this, I would be looking for T1 personally. Prior to this, did you have a tequila of choice?
No, so honestly, I have a Cuervo Reserva de la Familia, but we're not breaking that out.
No.
And obviously Patron, because Patron's one of their main distribution hubs is here in Las Vegas.
Shout out to John Paul DeJoria. You might not remember me, but I remember you.
So, speaking of, we'd like to get some Patron connections here in Vegas. Maybe we can do a Patron show.
I know Uncle Billy.
Maybe we can get some samples or little guys of Patron.
I got you.
Okay.
Hey KJ, if you're watching, we need to link up.
Yeah. But I'm more than willing to do a Patron show. It'd be fun, I think. We're all about all barrel-aged spirits, so...
Okay, so you had Patron.
Yeah, Patron, Cuervo, the basics. I'm not a tequila guy, so...
Okay. So
I'm curious where you're going with the line of questioning. But
Well,
what about
I did
you?
have
So, okay.
Cazadores.
Ah, yeah, okay.
The Hunter.
Yeah.
Always easy.
The
super
deer
value.
stag on the bottle.
Got the stag on the
Yeah.
front of the bottle. Easy drinker. Chris Senior got me hooked to that. Chris, if you're watching, you know Cazadores. Fantastico. Easy drinker. And I think that when you say Cazadores to anybody, especially any Mexicanos that I've been out with,
drink Bucana.
No, they drink. We're talking about, no, that's not tequila.
They drink Bucana.
I know they drink Bucana.
They don't drink tequila. Well, they probably drink.
They drink tequila. I immediately,
Bucana,
what I'm saying is,
I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm talking about Buchanan's. For those that don't know, for some reason, Buchanan's Irish whiskey blew up in Mexican culture over the past decade.
They spent a lot in marketing, and they did well.
It's probably, I think their biggest market is probably Mexico.
Easy.
And I wonder what the numbers look like to match up Buchanan's and tequila sales in Mexico. I bet they're head to head, and I can't believe I'm saying that. It's their national beverage, their spirit that they're known for, and you have an Irish whiskey that has probably taken over the scene. At least every party I've been to where there's prominent tequila drinkers, there's always a Bucana.
Well, all I'm saying is, every time I've ever been out with any of my friends of any Latino heritage,
Okay.
the moment I've said, oh, how about shots of Cazadores, I immediately gain street cred.
I like that.
I do. I get street cred. So you want a little tip from tonight's show? If you gotta order tequila, order Cazadores. Just say, "What do you have, Cazadores?" Oh yeah, we got Cazadores. Almost everybody's got it, and immediately everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you got some taste. Oh, okay, cool."
So I know another popular one. I always see it everywhere. Don Julio, 1942.
It's delicious. It's good.
So if anyone out there has any tequila experience, let us know in the chat.
What's your favorite tequila?
What's your favorite tequila? I really don't.
I'm really interested in getting some more T1. What about mezcal? Are you a mezcal guy?
I love mezcal and cocktails. So I don't.
Cocktails?
Well, that's the thing. Mezcal cocktails, I think they're amazing. You get that smokiness, the peatiness, Scotch-esque flair to some cocktails. And I just I haven't experienced it enough to have it outside of a cocktail, so I can't tell you.
Cocktails. I like it alone, neat. I think you can drink mezcal just like you drink any scotch, any whiskey. It's very smoky. It's essentially tequila that goes through additional aging, and then it is very smoky because it goes through a charred barrel. And so it gets that burnt, smoky flavor profile. It's wild. It's wild. If you haven't had a mezcal, go find one at a bar. Don't commit to a bottle. You might hate it. But go check out a bar, a tequila bar, and say, "Oh, give me a mezcal."
What about Clooney's Tequila. I don't know what that is. That's
Oh,
another big one, right?
it's
Or
here.
used to be. I think
It's no, and it's still here in Vegas too,
I can picture the bottle. I just
with
can't
the agave plant on it.
Yeah. I don't know the name. We're gonna Google it. Unless someone in the chat can beat me to Google.
It doesn't matter because now you can't see the chat.
Oh, Casamigos. He sold it for $1 billion in
Casamigos.
2017. Oh my god.
Casamigos. There was a golf course here back in like 2016, 2017.
Called Casamigos.
No, it had just opened up, but it partnered with Casamigos. And there were several holes where if you could spot the Casamigos agave and you walked over to it, it's fake, and you lift up on it and it's a hidden cooler. And inside are bottles of Casamigos to take shots on the golf course.
That's amazing.
Super awesome.
Some feedback in the chat. Uncle Punky likes Mezcal better. Redbeard says Clase Azul is a good one. He's not too big in tequilas either, but yeah, Clase Azul is a big deal.
Clase Azul.
Their bottles are all handmade.
That's the white and blue ceramic bottle, right?
Yes, and they do a black one and a blue one.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, expensive.
And probably one of the most recognizable bottles behind the bar.
Oh yeah, and they're all handmade. Every single one of them.
Gorgeous.
Is made in a factory in Mexico.
Secondary market probably just on the empty bottle.
Easily. We should get one of those just for funsies.
Just for funsies. I wonder if you could get one. I bet you we could go to Etsy, get a Clase Azul bottle that's also a hookah.
Probably.
And if there's not, then you're welcome. Start stealing that idea and making Clase Azul hookahs. I think you will blow up and become the next big thing. That would be huge. So you're welcome. Don't forget your barrel buddies. All right, so we've determined a nose, we've determined some flavors, we've determined some value. Let's score this thing.
Here's what I was going to say. I don't know that we can score this against our system.
Why not?
I don't know that...
We can.
Okay. Nose, I'm going to give it 1.5. And I'll tell you why. I thought it was a little funky. I had a little bit of the barnyard. We'll say barnyard grass funk. Creamy, buttery, but it wasn't like OMG, fantastic. So
Really?
I think it's 1.5.
I really hope the family is not watching this episode live.
It's not.
Numbers say they're not, so.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're giving it a 1.5.
Yeah. I mean, it's not wowing me, and it's not like amazing. I don't know that this is. I'll give it a 2. I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna give that a 2. No changing. It's a 2.
Okay.
Because now that I put my nose in it again, it's.
I was just gonna say, I think there's a lot more going on here. If we define it, I always think of our score ratings in 2 ways. There's 1, I don't really like it. 2, it's what I expect.
Man.
3, I like it. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a 2.
I think this sits between 2 and 3. I'm going to give it a 2.5 because it's not what I expect, but I do like it. And I find it to be pleasant. Like, it doesn't smell like tequila. It doesn't make me want to retch. So
Yeah,
I'm going to give you a 2.5 on the nose because, to your point, there are a lot of really interesting things in here.
There are, yeah.
I think that gorgonzola, blue cheese, creamy factor can be in the nose. I think there's a nice sweetness in the nose.
Yeah, there is. It's good.
I think there's like I keep going back to caramel flan. Maybe that's just because of Mexican food. But there's like a caramel flan.
We should have some caramel flan soon.
I don't like caramel flan.
For dessert, caramel flan sounds like a good idea.
I don't like it.
Oh.
But I like the
A lot of
smell.
people like it.
So, 2.5.
Okay, that's fair. 2,
How about-
2.5.
How about your flavor profile here? Your taste?
Flavor. I enjoy it. It's not mind blowing or something I want to drink every day. I'm gonna give it another 2. I think I'm gonna go 2s here. Another 2.
Okay.
Because it's not bad or foul or not good. I think anyone could approach this and enjoy it. It's got a little bit of complexity. I mean, I think it's really dominated by like maybe 3 or 4 major tastes, and then it just kind of falls flat. Doesn't really linger. It's kind of one and done. It's really heavy up front.
All right. Eat those one at a time. Add a little salt to your life. A little smokehouse almond. Do that. I'm going to give you my flavor, and then we're going to come back to you. I'm giving this a 3. I may even give it a 4 by the time this is all done.
No way.
I'm not losing my mind over this, but inside I am so intrigued. I keep going back for more, which is dangerous. That is so dangerous. Tequila, we all know, has this bad reputation, but at 40%, I mean, it's not anything to mess around with.
It's true.
But it's easy drinking at 40%. It's
it is.
dangerous. Yeah. I enjoy the different dynamics within this flavor profile. That cheesy creamy, that sweet and caramely. I think this lingers on the palate quite a long time, and in a good way. I do think there's some smokiness. I had talked about that a little earlier, that there's a level of, like, I don't want to call it peatiness, but it does have that funk like a peat, and it's got a little smoke. You can taste the smoke of the barrel. I think it's pulled in a lot of the whiskey flavor. I like the pairing of this smokehouse almond and the salt. There's a lot of good things going on here.
Okay.
And I would tell you 3,
okay,
and I'm really close to saying a 4. So
okay.
Value. We've talked about availability, which we know does not go to value. But at $39, let's call it $40.
$40 US. Hands down a 3. It's an incredible value.
Agreed.
If you can find it, scoop it up. Look online. I've seen some stores still selling it online that ship. So potentially they ship to your state. I highly recommend if you're looking for a tequila, or if you have a tequila hound, tequila friend, somebody that's big into tequila.
Estate sale. If I found this at an estate sale for $50, I'd buy this.
And to be honest, when it's finished, I'll probably use it as like an infinity bottle, or I don't know, with the funky cork, but
you can have it recorked. I mean, take this to a music store and say, recork this for me.
I don't know, taking in that apparatus on the top, if they'll...
If you explain yourself,
I'll
Mr.
take
R-rated.
the whole bottle. I'll take the entire bottle.
There you go.
So I don't walk in with the knob.
There you go.
Okay.
The little genie topper here is...
yeah, that's a really strange bottle.
Questionable. I wonder what you use that for.
Stopping a bottle, obviously.
Obviously stopping a bottle. Yeah, 3 for value. I think $40 for this.
Comparatively, for an Anejo, even I think Patron, you're looking at $80, double the price, and it's not even that good.
It's not as good.
It's like gold. This is like dark brown.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Blown away bonus?
No.
Yes, I'm giving it.
Wow, the blown away bonus!
I'm giving it.
Blown away.
I'm blown away by the flavor.
I'm amazed.
Here's why.
Blown away bonus.
Here's why. It's like when you pour honey on blue cheese. And you're like, these are 2 very conflicting flavor profiles that should not work, but they do, and you love it, and you keep going back, and you tell your friends about this great thing you had. And tonight, it's going to be one of the things I talk about over and over again. Oh my God, we had this great tequila, and this is how it tasted, like blue cheese with honey or blue cheese with caramel. And I think that it just kind of makes my brain explode on the inside in the best way. So, in the flavor world, I'm giving this the blown away bonus.
Fantastic. And I'm going to tell you right now, I hear that you're heading to a dinner after this to celebrate a little Cinco de Mayo.
Little Cinco de Mayo taco party.
I think this bottle's going with you.
I don't know about that. No, I couldn't do that. I couldn't take that.
I think you do.
I think that would lead to a really tough Thursday. Really tough Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow is Thursday.
Oh, tough Thursday.
Lead to a very tough Thursday.
Got it.
Hey, how many of these tequila shots have you had?
I don't know.
Real quick, we normally give a happy birthday shout out to
Michael?
Happy birthday, Michael.
Happy birthday, Michael.
And a real happy birthday, if you join me, to Joey D.
Joey D, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Joey D. He's a constant supporter, and he sent us some pennies, and so we really appreciate that. We called for pennies, he sent us pennies.
There we go.
Man
So,
of his word.
thank you very much. Going to the chat here with Redbeard's comment. No blown away bonus on the Glen Alky, but this gets it? Did we give... You didn't give a blown away bonus on...
I did not. They did. Zach and Jimmy.
Yeah.
Zach and James totally did. And if you listened and then you heard and you went back and watched, because we talked about it for 2 episodes, I wanted to feel an emotional connection to it. And I don't know why. But it's like the one thing that seemed lacking to me. It's amazing. I've gone back and drank it several times now. I'm not even going to lie. Sorry. I've been drinking it without you.
It's quite alright. It's a great pour.
Because I'm looking for... I'm really searching for something in that bottle. I haven't found it yet. Here's the thing, though, that I want you to know, Redbeard. I'm not looking for something because I feel like I need to find it. I'm searching for the thing I know is there. I don't know what it is yet. I plan on finding it. I am wowed by that bottle. The magic that has been caught in that bottle is nothing short of lightning in a bottle. I've never had anything like it. It's missing something for me to be like, wow, blown away.
And not to sound tatery here, but I've gotten that wow from the good old George Toddler Stag.
George Toddler. See, and you have, but I haven't. I don't like George Toddler Stag.
I love Junior and Senior.
Yeah, it doesn't do it for me. And cherry whiskeys don't typically do it for me.
Yeah, that's me. Just
the cherry, anything that's like, oh, it's cherry forward, I'm like, yeah.
And
I already know it's not my thing.
On top of that, I've been Mr. Barrel Proof lately, so just give me those 60%ers.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's no affront to you, Redbeard, because
it was fantastic.
Again, magical. It's magical. It's very good. That's why I gave it a 9 out of 10. It's
a powerful score from us, this organization.
It just didn't get the blown away. This gets the blown away. I gave it a 2, 4, and a 3, which is an 8. Still scores lower than Glen Alky. You gave it a 2.
A 2, a 2,
a 2, and a 3.
And a 3.
So a 7.
A 7. 7 out of 10.
So I'm giving it an 8. You're giving it a 7.
That's
great. 7.5 out of 10.
Great scores.
That's a good score. Sorry, Zach, you don't get to
taste it. I mean, I'm pretty sure we had it before we were even really into the scene, and we just drank it. And we're like, yeah, this is cool.
I mean, it is. It's a very cool thing. I think that this is kind of a tater thing. Which is too bad because it's actually more of a drinker thing than a tater thing.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about our upcoming shows and our schedule for the month of May?
Schedule is busy for May.
Yeah, it's busy.
Really busy. We're going to be bringing on more and more guests, which we're really excited about. That just means that we're growing and we're moving forward.
Mrs. Askins in the chat says one of you is very handsome.
I see you, baby. So, as I was saying...
Yes. The
busy rest of the month.
Yeah. Guests.
To round out, to start rounding out May. We've got some guests. We've got some great picks. Basically, we're going to be doing... The month of May is all the rest of the month. Bottles that we've been gifted. And so we actually have been gifted some additional bottles. We're really excited. I'm hoping that we have a certain Pennsylvanian member, watcher, viewer, who will be able to join us for a certain whiskey from the region.
Punky, that's your invite, bud.
So, but he's got some things going on, so there's no pressure.
All right, no pressure.
Thoughts and prayers, and we love you, and we're thinking about you, and Hopefully things work out, and if it doesn't, that's fine. We'll figure it out. But we've also got a wine show coming up.
Wine show, back to wine. Biff Tannins is making his big comeback.
Yep. We're gonna be doing some cool stuff with wine. We've got a killer bottle on June 9th at 6-9. We're pulling out something that is gonna blow this group away, and I can't even leave it at that. I have to tell you,
I don't even know what it is.
It is a 1969
on 6-9. How
on
appropriate.
6-9 Highland single malt Scotch that had been sitting in a barrel for 25 years, then bottled.
Okay.
And thanks to the likes of Joey D, again, happy birthday, we have been given the last part, probably $1,000, a little more than $1,000 worth of Scotch.
We'll take it. We'll take the scraps wherever we can get them.
That we are going to be able to show you guys. So that's even folding into June. So we've got some really cool stuff coming up for you guys you don't want to miss.
Swag is still in the works, so don't forget about swag.
Which leads us to our final call out here. If you're not following us on Instagram at The Barrel Buds, please go on, give us a follow. It's the best way to communicate with us right now.
Yep.
We also have a website, thebarrelbuddies.com. So reach out to us. Let us know if you want some swag. We have Facebook. And then, of course, don't forget on our show here to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And I always ask, hit the share and share it with a friend. Let somebody know about what we're doing here, because this is a good time, and we are really, really passionate and excited about what's going on. Yep. We've also got travel scheduled coming into June. We've got some travel coming up.
With the success of our Superstition Meadery show on Instagram, we were live on Instagram. We're going to bring it over to YouTube and have some live shows from on our YouTube platform.
But that's all we can say about that.
At some
that's all we can say about that.
Locations.
That's it. We don't want to overcommit ourselves, but we have some really cool things in the works. We've got some really cool interviews coming up, and not just about whiskeys and tequilas and wines, but there are beers coming. So for those of you that are interested in beer, or those of you that have friends that are interested in beer, we've got some great beer shows coming up, some amazing breweries out of Southern California that are going to be able to join us and talk about the craft and what they've been doing. Because let me tell you, for those of you that are missing out on the Southern California beer scene, you are missing out.
Great
the
stuff.
new Cali Tarts that are coming out of Southern California
IPAs
will blow your mind. These new IPAs?
Neck and neck with the Trillium, the Tree Houses, everything.
I'm not going to tell you who, but we have some friends that just brewed and debuted a Nilla Wafer Nana Pudding IPA. Those don't even go together in the craft beer world, but they did this. Female brewer would blow anyone out of their seats. And I'll tell you right now, the moment you try this, you go, why would I ever drink another kind of beer again?
Wow.
It's a great fruited IPA, amazing. It'll kill you in the best way possible. So lots of fun stuff going on.
Redbeard's dram of the evening is his Macallan Edition 6. He says it's a much better dram once it opens up. We had 2 Fridays ago Macallan 5th Edition.
Amazing. That was purple.
It was the purple box.
Pear and ginger.
Pear and ginger, yes! Almost like...
Tabasa, if you're watching, thank you again for sharing.
I don't know if that was sake or pear or the ginger. I just got
ginger was real spiced. It was nice.
Yeah. So Redbeard, we had some 5th edition, so we're right there with you. We had that about 2 weeks ago. Shelly says, thanks for the wine show coming up. No, thank you for chiming in.
Shelly, tune in 2 weeks. We're going to be Instagram living. We have some wine tasting from Cordon Nell at Paso Robles. And so we'll be live tasting some wine out of Paso Robles, Cordon Nell Winery. You don't want to miss that. So again, follow us on our Insta, because we actually do put out some live Insta.
And the great thing about wine is they're a lot less restrictive when it comes to shipping. So we'll see what we can do about if anybody on the show wants to get a bottle, we'll taste it, recommend what we like, what we don't like.
And we can help you get some bottles.
We can help you get some bottles. We can put the links in the chats. So
yeah,
sure.
that's a lot of good stuff going on. Hit us up. Let us know what you've got on your wants because we can help you do that.
Yeah, any suggestions, let us know. Put comments. Shoot us a DM on the Instagram. Anything you want us to drink, you want us to try. You guys have all seen our shelf, so you know what we have here. Shelves. We have boxes of bottles. We have shelves of bottles. So please let us know what you're looking forward to, and we'll look at see if we can pencil it in on sometime during the show.
Real quick, after you had your smokehouse almond, what did you think with the salt and the smoke?
It was all right. Yeah, it didn't really
changes nothing for you.
No. So I think that the almonds are actually a bit too overpowering.
Okay.
And there was a little bit of subtlety that went away in the tequila that I enjoyed.
Well, fine.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, with that.
Redbeard says it still has 2 bottles of the 5th edition. Great stuff. Anyway.
Oh, I wanted to tell you.
Yeah.
I just recently had Macallan's Gold double cask.
Macallan
Gold.
Are you sure there's a Macallan Gold?
There is, and it is apple cinnamon.
I think that sounds amazing, but I don't know.
It was amazing.
Are we going to have to go to the Google here? Because I don't think that...
Nope, wifey had it with me. We had it on Sunday. It was good. It was real good. Shout out to B. Drags for pouring that. Macallan Gold, double cask.
Doesn't
Apple
exist.
cinnamon.
Oh, it is a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's good.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. Okay, we get it. All right. We'll check that out. Everybody, thanks for joining the show. I'm James.
And I'm BJ. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
And we're the Barrel Buddies. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And we will catch you guys next week. That's a wrap.
Ding, 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 ding.